Hi guys, new to YouTube, trying to bring tonight the Midnight Masquerade canvas. Unfortunately I haven't got a canvas, so my darling partner has made me one. I'm using this fantastic paper from Graphic 45 and it's called Midnight Masquerade. I have obviously took the parts out that I want, and obviously there'll be bits more as I'm going through. I have spent a lot of today fussy cutting. I've used my masks. The dies that I'm using are Heartelt Creations. I've also got a Martha Stewart punch that I've punched some bits to go around the inside of it. I do use art glitter glue, and let's get started. My bits that I have got cut pre-made is some orange 8x8 cardstock. That is, I think it's Bezel Basics cardstock. I have got a piece of card for both frames and a piece of acetate, because I want to try and do it like a pull out bit between this bit here and this bit here, so that they can slide the photos onto this mat and put it back in and pull it back out. I have got a photo punch that I'm going to use. These are my frames that, like I say, my partner has made. I've used purple colour box ink. I've only inked one side, purely and simply because I didn't need to do the other side, as that's going to be covered with paper. So this is the only bits and my corners. Hopefully I don't mess up. As I say, it's my first tutorial on YouTube. I do a lot of art making stuff and I enjoy art making. I am using double-sided tape tonight, purely and simply because I need to give that lift between the acetate, the wood and the paper so that you can slide a photo in. I have pre-cut some of my paper and pre-scored it. This is a 12x12 sheet of paper and I've scored it 2 inches and 1 inch, but I've got a funny feeling when it comes to sliding the photo in I'm going to have to do it again with a little 1/4 inch to allow for the double-sided tape. So I'll get my scoring board out, what I always use. I don't use any other. This is We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm just going to line this up, and I'm just going to the side that I want the photo to slide into. I am going to put it at 1 7/8 and just put a little score line all the way across, purely and simply so that I've got that line there ready to put the photo through. I am going to use, on that side where I've put the extra line, I am going to use some sellotape, purely because I've watched quite a few tutorials on this and everyone's recommending sellotape, purely and simply because it stops from my teeth. Shouldn't use them really, but it stops it from snagging apparently when you go to cut it all out. So as everyone uses Tim Holtz scissors, love them, think the best thing ever. The only thing I don't like is they leave that little serrated edge, but we all get there. I will be using double-sided sticky tape that I have got from my local craft shop. I don't branded names because I do put glue on as well. So now I'm going to score at this line that I have made and hopefully if I've done my measurements right, I don't want that, I have scored it at the right place. Again, a Tim Holtz ruler. If I put that on that line there, and then if I score all the way down, hopefully that's took that through, but for some reason it hasn't, so we're just going to freehand this cut again, because once you've got your groove in it should be alright. If it's still pulling a bit, flip it over and cut on the other side. So hopefully when I've built my box up, that this bit here will allow me to slide the photos on the photo mats through. Hopefully that's the idea. Always put your lid on your craft knife. I always put my guard on my scissors. Obviously I've got young children, so I have to. I'm going to get my black Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to, where I've done that cut, I'm just going to just go over that white. I don't know why, but I just don't like white showing on a lot of stuff. It's just a pet of mine. I think if you're going to do a job, do it right for that couple of seconds, you know, that it takes to do it. I mean, a lot of people like to use ink pads. I don't. Purely, I just find that a pen is easier to hold. It's easy to get your paper with. I haven't right worked out how I'm going to do the folding on this, but hopefully as we go along I will get it right. I haven't cut no pieces off yet, purely and simply because I want to make sure that I've got it in the right place. Yes, I am from the UK. I was originally from West Yorkshire. I now live in Bridlington. Unfortunately for the UK today, it has been a very, very sad day. As millions of people will know, there has been a terrorist attack in the UK, and there is people hurt in hospitals and one another. I know that the concerts that was due to take place by where the concert happened last night, she's cancelled all the concerts. I have read on Twitter that people are wanting the money back and one thing and another, and I wish people would donate, instead of asking for the money back from the concerts, I wish they would donate it to the families and the children that have been injured in this. I am using red tape. I've never used it before. This is just to stick my acetate down. So I'm hoping that people will donate to the children in the hospitals and to the families of the deceased. It's just an awful tragic accident, and I just hope that we don't get no more and this is the end of it. But we do live in a world of violence, unfortunately. So my heart goes out to the families, the ones that are injured and the ones that have passed away sadly in the last 24 hours in the UK, Manchester. I think Manchester people have been absolutely fantastic. Fire services, police, ambulance services. I think they're just wonderful for what they have done. You know, and it's just a tragic that they've done it to children. I think it's awful and disgusting. Right, back to the tutorial. I've put my red tape on. Like I say, I've never used this double-sided before. If you're wondering where my arms are going, I've got a little bin at the side of me. I'm one of these crafters that is quite OCD when it comes to crafting, unfortunately. I went to my mum's last week and she does crafting, and oh, I nearly cried. She's got drawers on drawers of stuff that's just not put away, and I hate it. Right, so I'm going to grab my acetate. This is just some cheap that I get from my local craft suppliers, and it is, oops, God, this tape's strong. I knew I'd mess up on the first bit, but hey, let's get this fastened down. This is actually a gift from my daughter for one of her friends at school. They're going to prom together, and she wanted an album making, and I just know with everything that I've got to do this next couple of weeks, presents for teachers, presents for other people, I just aren't going to have the time to get stuff done. So I thought, I did see a similar video, and I think it's Shelley's Designs that do it. I did get the idea from hers, and this is my take on it. She actually used an 8x8 canvas, but as you know, we all live in the UK, we don't live in America, and the UK's crafting prices are absolutely ridiculous. You know what Americans would pay, we pay nearly double, and I think it's wrong. I mean, this graphic 45 paper, I mean, I was quite lucky. I got it from Garden Crafts, and it was about £18 a pack, but I do know that they're sold out of it. And I think I had to get one bit from Crafty Charlie's. Oh, look, cut a bit of the wood off, but it'll be fine. Right, so from here, obviously I've got my window, and obviously this is then the bit of paper that I want, because it's going to have hinges on, that I'm wanting to slide out. Now I'm just wondering if to take that down a little bit more so that it's going to slide in and slide out, because I want this as the photo mat. So I've done this 8x8, so get my scoreboard out again. I'm going to take it down to 7 3/4, just to give me that bit of movement, just so that I can get it in and out of the photo frame. I don't know about everyone else in the country, but it's absolutely roasting in the UK today. And I mean roasting. I've been up since 10 to 5 this morning. And it's just so warm. It is just terribly warm. It's drove me absolutely cuckoo. All day's the weather. Right. So from here, I know I want that to slide down the back of that. So if we turn it over and look now, we have that little bit smaller, but by the time I've put my double-sided tape on, but I might not have to. Because I need to put a tag onto that so that it slides in and out. I might take that down a bit more further on as we go on. Right. I've got a board, obviously, as you know, normally on canvases, they do have canvas round them, but obviously I refuse to pay the prices that they ask for canvases. So I want this to be able to slide my picture behind. So if I grab that again, so I'm not really going to want to stick that down, so I'm going to leave that free for now. I'm just going to pop that up there. So this bit, because I need to stick that to this, I'm going to use, because that's my opening side where my photo mat shall fit through, that I've just scored that little bit further down to allow for this little bit of chipboard here. But if I fold that up, it should have allowed for it, has it? Yeah, I think it has. So if I glue this in place, I'm just using art glitter glue. Believe me or not, I hate having to use this on stuff like this, purely and simply because us in the UK, for a small bottle of it, it is an absolute fortune. It's for a 2 ounce bottle, it's like $14.99 or $12.99 on eBay, and it's like, what? Where do they get the prices from? You know, my mum just got one the other week from America, and she's had to pay taxes on it coming in the country, and in America you pay for taxes on your stuff, so why are they charging us again then when it comes into the UK? It baffles me, really does. But I suppose that's our UK government for us. You know, they want to tax everything, and I mean everything, and it's so wrong. But I love crafting, so I don't let it bog me down too much. You know, I have found somewhere where I can get my Heartelt dies from now. The only place I won't use is Sunrise Crafts, because my mum ordered something and it said online delivery in 7 to 14 days. 6 weeks she waited. So I wouldn't recommend Sunrise Crafts to anybody that's a crafter in the UK. Do not go to Sunrise Crafts. I do know if you live in Leeds, there is a shop called Taylor Smith's, I think it is, and it's due to shut down. Sorry, Samuel Taylor's. It's due to shut down very soon, the one in Leeds. And if you put on internet Samuel Taylor's, they have got a fantastic sale on at the moment. Everything's like 70% off or 40% off or 60% off. I got some fantastic graphic 45 papers. I got the Alice in Wonderland, and my mum bought the complete collection of Memora, what they had, and we got like, I got some like 60 sheets of paper of graphic 45 for something like £20, because they've just got them on at silly prices, and it's like, well, I'm going to buy that. Well, I can, because as I say, the UK prices are absolutely ridiculous. And I live on a seaside town of Bridlington. Absolutely love it, been here nearly 5 years now. Best thing I ever did. But we've no craft shops. We've got one craft shop. She doesn't supply a lot of stuff. It's the older people crafts. I hate taking double-sided tape off. I think I need to burnish that down a little bit more just to make sure that it's gonna stick. She sells bits and bats. I get me this double-sided tape from her. She's really good with stuff like that, and it is quite cheap. But it's like that red tape. I got that at Samuel Taylor's in Leeds, 50p roll, and I wish when I were there I'd have got a lot more, because at 50p roll, who minds paying that? Because I don't. I really don't. Right, I'm going to turn this because I've decided that I'm going to have my photos where they can drop them in from the top. So, providing I've got all this, here we go again. Providing I've got all this right, I did do my score lines first. I'll burnish that down. The reason why I'm putting this card in is to give it that strength on the back, because obviously, as you know, with a canvas you get canvas on it. Well, obviously, because I couldn't get one, obviously I've had to improvise, and thank you to my partner because he's absolutely fantastic. He's brilliant when it comes to me crafting, because he's got the patience of a saint, and I say what I want, when I want it, and how I want it, and God bless him, he'll go make me it. Right, so I am going to slice this now. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut down these lines that I... damn, I didn't want to do that. Oh, shit. Don't matter. Let's just leave that as that is for now. I can always put that on after, and it might be actually better to do that bit after, so at least I can get the photo down the back and have the gap. I'm just cutting these across on all four, on the 2-inch line, not the 1-inch line, all the way around. There's some fantastic papers. Oh, sorry, by the way, this paper is out of the other pack that comes with it. It's out of the plain pack. I just sometimes get a bit upset with Graphic 45 because they do some fantastic papers, and then we have to use them. Keep that bit, put that bit to one side. So now we've got us acetate, we've got us box. Make sure that you've got it all lined up. Line it up and mark. Line up and mark. Hence why, if you look at mine, I inked on the corners first, purely because when I close it up, you've got that little bit there. So I, obviously, because I don't want it to be seen, sorry, I've got a bit of hay fever. I covered mine, but I want this to go on. I'm just going to pull this up more and this over. I want to do this on a diagonal cut, so I'm just going to... grab that corner over. If you look, it just doesn't fit 100%, but we are crafters and we know how to get round certain bits. So I'm just taking, I've just marked and I'm just cutting from each mark to the other mark on both these corners, just so that I can try and get a nicer fold to it, because obviously this is the inside where your photos go, so obviously I want you, don't want it to, just pull that like that, and you get a lovely, lovely fold on all four, and they do meet. So what I'm going to do now is, because I know that I've got a bit of white showing, and obviously I don't want to ink it in black. This is my ink pad that I used earlier. I'm just going to go in and just the same colour ink that I used, I'm just going to just do the edges of that and the edges of that little bit of board. Just gives it so you can't really tell that you've cut it a bit. So just make sure, double check again that you've got your wood the right way. It's folding in like that. Yes, I know we've got this bit of a lip here. I want that bit of a lip because I'll show you what I'm going to do there in a bit. So what I want to do now is, because of this, I'm not going to tape across this top, I'm just going to do the 3 sides. And I'm going to use this tape here. And this lip here, I am actually going to try and fold it in and fasten it down here somehow, but we'll work that out in a minute. So I'm just going to put my score tape across. Could have left that a little bit bigger, but I'll work it out. And because I'm using paper onto wood, I am going to use this red. Pure and simply, I know it's a lot stronger, so I'm just going round these bits here. As I've said, in a minute we will add that bit back on. Just burnish it down. I like to burnish mine down purely because I like to know that it has stuck. Not a lot of people, I watch a lot of crafters and they don't burnish down, and it's like, but it's not going to stay if you don't burnish down. And I'm just going to put a little piece here. On each one. As close as you can to the edge, and then across the top, because as you know we have got to fasten it all down. I do watch a lot of Scrappy Queen. I think she's absolutely fantastic. She really makes me giggle. She's really good in what she does. You know, I think she's Polish or something. I know she's not from the UK. And she just, to say she's not English speaking, she's doing absolutely fantastic with what she's doing. And I have got an album that I'm going to put on that I pre-made. I didn't do a video, and it's a primer. paper, and oh, I did get the idea from her. Obviously I have changed stuff in it, and I'm waiting for her to get back to me to say that yes, it is okay for me to upload it onto YouTube. I know she says she loves to see what people's work they've done, but I'm one of these, if someone's going to do something of mine and put it on YouTube, then I like to ask their permission. I'm just going over where your score lines are going to be with this in the middle, purely so I know that it's going to catch. Right, as you know, I use my fingers a lot. I think a lot of crafters do. Another one of my favourites is Genevieve. I just think she's fantastic. But I have got a lot of stuff to do this next couple of weeks. My daughter's just doing GCSEs, and it's Mum, can I have this for this teacher? Mum, can I have that for that teacher? And it's like, oh, yeah, of course you can, but, you know, give me a chance to do what I'm doing myself. You know, you wanted an album doing for your prom for you and your friend. I'm doing this album, and you want other stuff, and I suppose it's, she don't ask for a lot, and it's, I suppose it's just teenagers, isn't it? They're just leaving school and starting out work and all the rest of it, or going to college, or going to sixth form, or going to uni. She's going to sixth form to do law. I'm really chuffed to bits with her. You know, I'm so proud. As a mum could be so proud. I am really proud of her. You know, she's really made me proud. She's gone through a lot. As a family, we've gone through a lot, but we've come through it. And hence where I'm at today. You know, I'm just going to pull this bit of... I don't know where I got this score tape from, this one, but it's not been good at all for lifting. It's really awful. See what I mean? It's just, it wants to stay down, but then when you go to lift it, it just don't want to. Just gonna have to do the same in this corner, I think. See, that lifted a bit better, but right, so let's take this bit off here. See, it's just not. It was so cheap and nasty. I wish I hadn't have got it actually. I think for a bit of security, I am going to run. There we go. Just stop that edge clipping when you're putting your photo mat in. Right, I just want to make sure that before I stick this down, oops, down. Yep, and it has give it that bit of a... Damn, I put ink off. Oh, shit. I knew I'd end up putting something wrong way around like that at the bottom, but it's okay. There we go. Right, what I should have done before I did that is put, oh yeah, see that one then will go on there like that. Oh, brilliant. And then my photo should slot down. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start purely at the bottom. Let's get this bottom piece wrapped in because I think it'll be easier. It's absolutely roasting tonight. Don't think I'm going to get much sleep again, but never mind. And it doesn't help because seagulls get you up at stupid times of a night. It's awful. Right, so I'm going to pull that as tight as I can, and then I'm going to burnish it right down, purely because I want to make sure that I've got it as tight as I can. And you will have a slight little gap there and there. Don't worry about that because I have got a plan for that bit. Right, so my next bit is going to be this bit. I'm going to, same again, I'm going to use the red tape for this bit just because I think it's a lot stronger tape. It's a lot better quality. And I wish I'd have got a lot more of this when I was there. But I didn't. I'm hoping that my mum goes on Friday because it's a couple of hours drive for me to get there, unfortunately. And I know they're shutting very, very soon, so... And I know everywhere else this red tape is so expensive, but it's that better quality stuff, and as crafters I know I like better quality stuff. Right, I need to ink there first, but I also need to there and a line there. I tend to just mark as I go along really, and then I'll just do the same on this corner, put a line there and a line there. As I say, it don't matter that you're 100% on these corners because I have got some washi tape that I am gonna go over the corners with, and I have got some bits of embellishment because I knew with the size of album that I was making, well, frame, I just knew that it wouldn't fit what I wanted it to fit. So, and the only other way was to make it small, and I didn't want to make it smaller because, like my daughter says, she wants to put a picture of her at one side and a picture of a friend at the other. So it was like, right, fine, Mum will sort it, as us mums do. I'm just going to ink that corner. It just hides the white of the paper. You know, you see crafters that don't ink, and it really rags me, because it's like, it's not expensive, you know, it's a little corner, ink it. You see, that's fantastic now, because if I cut that, obviously I'm going to have to cut it down some more, because I did put some double-sided tape in there, as you know. Oh, that's ace. So I'm going to have to cut that down some more. So I'm just going to get this off. I mean, the one that I'd seen on YouTube, I'm going to leave, no, I'm going to take this off. The video that I'd seen by Shelley, and I think it's framed, she's just, you can't really get a proper photo in it, because it's just a canvas. And, you know, if you're going to do something, I like to make sure that I've got it in the right place. You see, just let me lift that and move that over a little bit, just so that you're not seeing that. Oh, I should have inked that bit of wood there, but you see, I have got that little lip now then where your photo's going to sit. And I think that's absolutely fantastic, because they've got a cover over the photo. You know, it's memories that is going to last a lifetime. And, you know, your prom and your best friend at school, you know, they're memories that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And I just wanted it to be right for them. I mean, the prom is vintage Hollywood. Obviously, I know this don't go with vintage Hollywood, but Midnight Masquerade, I thought, you know, I was going to get the vintage Hollywood graphic 45, but I just thought of this, and I have, like I say, I am going to be doing some albums for my daughter. It is a take off a Scrappy Queen, but it's also my taking it with my papers. I did actually inbox her and ask her for some ideas, but she's not got back to me, so let me see where my thing is. This is why I inked the wood, because as you can see, it's just some little corners, it just don't fit 100%, but it's in. It's, where's that gone now? I just put that in the bin. I think I might have thrown it on the floor. My scoring tool to get my tape off my little product. It don't matter, I've got nails, I'll use my nails. I'll have to have a look for that before I finish doing what I'm doing. How many of yous, like me, see something to do with crafting, a machine or a tool, and thinks, oh, can use that? And then we buy it and we don't use it. I am absolutely terrible for that. something horrendous. Really bad for doing that. Night, Elizabeth. She didn't hear me, I don't think. Stroppy teenagers. Right, so that's the beginning of ours box. As you can see, lovely. At the back, we have got this little gap, and the idea was I did cut out this, but I just realised it's going to be too small. So I have got, because a friend absolutely loves purple, I have got some washi tape here that is purple. So I'm just going to line it up. I will in a minute straighten that out. I like to take my washi tape over that bit extra. Then I can get my craft knife on it and straighten it out. But then again, my friend absolutely loves purple. It's one of her favourite colours. So I thought, right, I'll do purple on hers. And I just sometimes, I love bling. Not as much as my mum. My mum is the bling queen. Absolutely, totally not like the bling queen. She is absolutely bling mad. I've never known anyone like it. Sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. It sounds like someone is having a bit of a ding dong on the street. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to burnish that down up there, because it's easy to peel back, is washi tape. I'm just going to put my knife there, get my craft knife, and then just gently do that. And if I peel that back, and if I peel that back, and then just gently peel it back like that. Hopefully, if I've done this right, there we go, they both meet up. I'm trying to keep it on that score line there. I'll just lift this one up and just take that from there. Because I am going to put, oh sorry about that, I hate these blades. I am going to, I've got some silver little diamantes I'm going to go around the edge of this with and all. Steady as I pull that back. Teenagers. There we go. That didn't sit right clever, but right, so I've got some bling. I'm going to go around the edges of this with, but before I do that, I have cut out today some absolutely fantastic graphic 45 images, so I need to work. That's my top where the photos are going to go, and I have done some fussy cutting. I absolutely love fussy cutting. It's one of my loves that I like doing, and when I see that we're doing something like this, I just think that extra bit of attention just makes it all, you know. And I love to go around it with this. I do use, obviously these won't be getting stuck down tonight, but I do use a lot of multi-matte medium. Purely, it gives your paper that extra bit of strength. I'll show you which one I use, and I'll show you how I do mine. It just, I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, why aren't you backed it? You know, back it. It's a lot easier to back with a piece of card, and I suppose in a way, yeah, it would be easy to, sorry, but I've got to shift these bits of purple that are annoying me. Just stuck them to my ruler. Yeah, it would be easier, but obviously I want her to sit there. And then for the top corner, I've done these absolutely fantastic fans that I'm gonna somehow, this one, I want to glue it on the inside, but it's getting, in that corner, and it's going to be fastened down. And then I've got some beautiful flowers that I've done that I want to put in as well over, so it will cover that little corner there. But I don't know, I might try and see if I can cut a little bit of that off, so, well, try and angle it a bit. I don't think I'll belt up, but let's just give it a go. Here we go, there we go, try and angle it a little bit more. And then, so that one, by the time I've got it taped on there, and then taped on there, and this, I left it at the length, and I cut it at 7 inches, and I scored it at every 1/4 inch all the way down 12 inches down the 7-inch length, no, down the 12-inch length by 7-inch. Then I then cut them at 3 inches on each one, and then I just used a punch to just do the frill, and I just added a bit of washi tape. So my multi-matte medium is, ooh, let's have a look where the multi-matte medium's gone. I know it's on my shelf somewhere. Sorry for my belly being in the way. You can use glossy accents if you wanted to, but I'm not a glossy accents fan when it comes to doing bits like this. Let me see where my multi-matte medium is. Don't tell me that it's disappeared. Stuff, I've got an habit in my house of getting up and walking and stuff like my motto. You're not going to believe where my bloody multi-mat medium is. Right up on the shelf. Here we go. This is my multi-mat medium. Multi-medium mat. I'm not going to be doing all else on that for tonight. I've shown you how to do that box. Just let me put my tapes away. Oh, my partner made me. Oh, I love quilting. Absolutely love it. And my partner, I have that many embroidery. Well, I love embroidery and all, but I've that many quilting threads and that. It made me a stand. I think he was a bit annoyed with me actually, because I then decided that I didn't want it as that. I wanted it for my paper crafting. So I didn't realise that these little bits sorry, I've got to tidy up as I go along. Came on a tilt. And where have I put the lid for that? There it is. And I actually made him take it all apart, and I was quite upset for him actually, because he was like, "Oh, you're making me take it apart, and it took me hours to build you it, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "I know, but you love me, and obviously I want it for what I can use it for." And you're like, "Right, okay then. If you want to take it down, take it down, you know, it's your choice, it's you that's doing the crafting." So I did too, and I really, really don't think he was happy at what I'd done, but I did it, and obviously it's down now, so it's not going back up for a long, long while, because I've not been right well this past couple of months and one thing and another, but it's getting there. Don't throw these pieces. I have a box under my desk where I keep all my little offcuts, and you know, you can make flowers out of them. You can make other little bits out of them. So I tend not to throw. Look at my hands, they're absolutely covered in ink. And it's, as we know, permanent inks are horrendous to get off. But this and that I bought, these wipes I'm using, are Andrex. Believe it or not, the Andrex toilet wipes. They're fantastic. Oh, I have 2 of these rulers, and the story behind that is, when I was using my craft knife, I was cutting it on this thin edge instead of this. What I didn't realise, there's a little metal rod in that stops you from damaging stuff. So it got damaged, so I did buy another one just for scoring and marking with and measuring with, and that. So I'll show you how I use my multi-mat medium. I just get my brush and I just put a little bit on, and I just get my fingers and I just squidge it in between my fingers like this. Night, sweetheart. Okay. Well, you try and get sleep, you've got an exam tomorrow. And I just massage in my fingers. It will start to curl and change shape and that, but I try and rub it in as much as I can. Get it down as far as I can. Then I just prop it up on something overnight and just let it dry. If you want to do the back, by all means, just put a little bit on the back, especially where the fingers are, because they are quite delicate. That was my daughter saying sorry because she come in while I was recording. Bless her. She's, you know, she's an absolute star. Love her to bits. I've got two girls. My oldest daughter's 19 this year. She moved out, lives with her boyfriend, very independent. I've got my daughter that's obviously off to do law, and then I've got my little boy. Can be a bit of a buggeroo, but I can't all boys. So then I'll just prop it up overnight on something just to let it dry off. Once it's dried off, it sort of like gives it that leathery texture, and you don't have to back it then. You know, you're not faffing about adding little bits of card and borders, and you know, I just think sometimes when you're doing stuff like this, it just looks nice. You know, sorry peeps, but I'm just going to get these few bits of adhesive off of my mat. I did, however, earlier on tonight, I did say I was using the Heartelt Creations dies. I've done this bit and I've used Stickles Orange on this. This is a Heartelt die and I've done 2 pieces of that. Then this is the top bit of my crown for the masks, and I've used Stickles on that. And as you can see, I've done loads of orange and purple and blue flowers. And I said to my daughter, because I did one with Stickles on, and I said, you know, what do you want in the middle? Do you want the Stickles or do you want the black beads? And she says, I want the prill beads. So she got the prill. That's another. Obviously I've done 2 fans. Then today I got these, I fussy cutted all these little masks out, and then in bits, in places, I've just got the Stickles and just stickled it down, just to give it a bit of colour really, and just put some, I mean they're all the same colour, but I have got a load of other little masks that I've cut out, because obviously it is the Midnight Masquerade, and I've done this one, done that one. That one was actually that one, but I didn't like them long bits on, so I cut them off. Then I've done some of their flowers, done that one, a couple of these, and I mean obviously I'm not going to be using all these on this. I'm hoping to make 2 of them, so I've tried to cut a couple of each out. And then obviously you've seen the 2 masks, and this, it's the Heartelt Creations die, but this just absolutely fits fantastic from there to there, and it just gives it that extra shape. I mean, I could have done it that way, but I didn't want it that way. I wanted it this way because I think against the purple, and then I've done the purple there. Then this little bit is gonna go, oops, wrong piece, is then gonna go here all the way down to the point, and I just think it, you know, they just look fantastic on it, really nice. So that's the idea for them. Obviously I've done 2 of them, and then I have fussy cutted a couple of more, and that's a man, that's a lady, but I might multi-mat media tonight. And then there's another lady there for the other side. Then I've got another lady there with a flower, and this bit, oh, this is to go on the back of the album, and I am going to put some little bling and necklaces and one thing and another on, and I just think that against the back of that there, obviously it's going to have to overlap a bit, not much really, just a little bit, but I just think it's fantastic, you know, against that purple backdrop. Obviously this is some of my ideas that obviously I have watched other people's tutorials and got people's ideas. Yeah, I think that there, and then obviously you've got your 2 hinges that'll hinge it all together. The only thing I find sometimes with washi tape is it lifts, so I like to just make sure that it is all down. So that's obviously going to be on the back. Obviously I've got to pen ink all round and that, and then the bright orange in the middle. Not with this, oh yeah, this with a piece that I did on a 7-inch, because that's 7 inches across by 12 inches, and then I just cut this into 3 inches, and then 3 inches, and then, well, 6 inches, and then in 2.5, and you get 2 fans out of each one. So, you know, these are my bits, and I think this trim that I've done, I don't know if I'm gonna cut it down and edge the edge of that, or if I'm gonna do it as a bit of a backdrop border there on the bottom, and then put these on like that. I think that'll be nice, that actually just breaks that purple up quite a lot. So that is a lot of my ideas. Then I've just got some little pendant leaves, because on that side I've got that, and on the other side the mask's going. For what number's this one? Number 2, number 3, number 1, number 2, and then I've just cut a load of these out, and I want to go around the edge with some gold washi tape, or the purple, I don't know yet, and that's to go up in the corner of my mask, and I've got 4 of them, but I think I'm going to do another one. But eventually when my mask is done, as you can see, obviously I'm going to lift it and fasten it down corner to corner, but give it a shape in the middle, so it sort of like lifts up a bit like that, and it's going to be fastened down. So that's going to be the back of the other side. And then obviously all your little figures in. As you can see, I've done quite a few bits today. I think before I go, I am going to, because I've got these little figures, and some of them I want on, some of them I don't want on. I ain't quite decided which ones I want and which ones I don't, but I think it'll be wise, so that it dries overnight, is if I get my pen. I always do this from the back, because then if you go off a line a bit, it doesn't damage your front of your paper, it damages the back. So like that, I went off and it's just gone down the back a bit. I did get some ephemera cards with these, some stickers, some other bits with it. The sticker sheet's absolutely fantastic, and there's a couple of sayings, and like I say, there's a couple of masks I want to use. There's a couple of other bits, but I just think if you're going to do something, you know, what arm is just getting a little black pen and just running round. Oh, I missed a bit there what I cut out, but there we go. You know, yeah, it just gives it that outline, you know. And I think these came off of two different sheets from it. But whatever I don't use in these, obviously I'll use in my albums that I'm going to make. I try not to waste anything. You know, there's some really, really nice borders, some beautiful pockets. You know, I don't tend to do a lot of fussy cutting because it's not one of my favourites with my hands being like they are, and like me, if you've got dexterity problems, it is quite hard. But I try my best, and that's all the people ask you to do, is try your best in life at anything. You know, we're not all perfect. Some of us like to think we are, but what is a perfect life? None of us have a perfect life. Don't care how many people say, oh yeah, I've got the perfect life. They haven't. Yeah, they might have a good job, 3 kids, a wife and everything. You know, I had all that, but it wasn't a perfect life. You know, I was on my own for a while, now with my partner that I'm with, that I was actually with when I was younger. It's, you know, we all have them downs in life and we all have them ups in life, and you know, I've had to learn over the years that don't judge a book by its cover. You know, one main thing I did learn is your enemies you keep closer. You know, like I say, I moved out of here a few years ago. Don't have family around me, just my children. Started an all new life for me and my kids, and we've loved it ever since. You know, don't get me wrong, I've had my ups and my downs here, but I absolutely love it. The beach is down the road. I love going for a walk, taking my little doggy. It is nice. It's, you know, not a lot of people can say they walk out of the door and there's the beach. You know, it's good. And just in these little bits where I fussy cut it out, I just try and get in as best I can. Obviously you can't get into every little nook and cranny, but I just try and get in as much as I can. And there we go. That's them all scored up. I did have a little paint, a little black pointed one, and I know what my son's like for nicking off with me stuff. No, that's not it. I just can't find it anywhere. So I'll just get some. See, like she's dried, and from that to that there's more rigidity to it. You know, she's not as frail now. You know, she's got a bit more movement in her, so she's dry. I've put her over there. It's mainly if you've got little fidgety bits, Do you know what I mean? It can just be so hard to, you know, you don't need a big thick layer of it, and you know, some people go absolutely bonkers with this stuff, and you know, I've seen other people that use it like paste, and yeah, it is a bit like a paste, and but it's not a, you know, you don't need to layer it on in gulps and thickness and all the rest of it. Only thing is I don't like is the feeling on your hands when it, you know, you're finished. It's, you know, and then I just get my paint pot there and I just rest it on, and I'll just get my next in. And I just massage it in. You know, it's not going to damage the paper or the print. I don't like that, so don't be scared that, oh, it's going to, why is she doing that? It's going to damage the paper and sort of damage the print. No, it doesn't. It doesn't take any inks off of the paper whatsoever. It doesn't dullness it or anything. If anything, I'd say it gives it a bit of a shine, really, or a bit of a sheen. It is good stuff. I love it. You know, so that bit's done now, so I'll just rest it on my ruler and rest it there, and then go on to my next thing. Mainly where you've got, you know, delicate little bits on them, you know, just rub it in, massage it in, you know, on both sides. It's not going to hurt your paper whatsoever. You know, just keep rubbing it in. It's, you see, then I'll just clean that one on my ruler in there for tonight. Normally about 10 minutes. It's normally dry. Like I say, it does depend on how much you use. You know, it's just one of them things, depending on the person, how rigid they want. I mean, if you wanted, you can give it a couple of coats, but I don't see the point in giving it a couple of coats. Oh, see if I can find one I did a while ago for my mother-in-law. I'm making her an album for a birthday. It's next week. How I'm going to get everything in. I mean, the 2 prom albums I don't need till the 6th of July, but this frame she wanted for Friday, and then she wants a few bits for the teachers, so I'll just leave them there overnight. Just stick the lid back on that, just 2 seconds while I just grab a wipe, because I've got multimedia all over my hands. Get most of it off. It does go quite thick. I wash my hands after. This is the Memoria paper. I tend to put them between stuff, and as you can see, these are some bits I fussy cutted out a while ago. And I don't know if that one a gloss. This was a glossy accents one, and you can see the difference between that and between normal paper. You know, more rigidity in it. It doesn't tend to rip it. It does if you proper pull at it, but normally if you proper pull at it, you know, it just gives you that. But you see, the idea with that were to, oops, put that on a piece of paper like that. Just move that off there, because otherwise she'll catch on her. And then it would just to, you know, add a photo behind, you know, and it just helps to stop it catching as much, really. But this is for my mother-in-law. I'll just sort that bit out. I need to multi-matte medium it again anyway, so, but they were just some bits I started fussy cutting out, and I'm one of these, I flick from one project to another sometimes. Hence why I ain't done many YouTube videos. See, like that first one I did, virtually dry now, the back of it's a bit damp, but I want to give her a bit of a curl, so I'll just pop her. You see, he's virtually dry now. Just keep moving them around a little bit until they're fully dry, just to stop them for whatever you've rested them on. I'm sticking on, but it doesn't alter. If anything, it just gives it a bit of a sheen. Right, I'm going to say thank you for tonight. I will be back tomorrow with my second part of this, putting the second part of the box together, and hopefully getting some of these lovely embellishments on. Right, thank you, good night, bye.